Hello, my name is Samar. I also go by Sam or First Time Panner. Any of those you want to call me, you can. This will be a get ready with me, and this is another get ready with me using new makeup. And this one is actually, I feel like a majority of these products are actually fairly new. I think only one of these released this year in 2025. Everything else is just like more recent, but absolutely everything in this video is going to be new to me, so it's a first impression. And yeah, I just realized I had accumulated since like maybe a little over a month ago when I last did this video. I either had like stuff that I didn't get around to that last time, or I had a few other new things in my collection since then. But I kind of just wanted to do this just to show all these products and like just give myself an excuse to try them out, since I'm panning so many other things, and I tend to just kind of focus on the things I'm panning and I neglect my new stuff. And I also had one other question from my 200 subscriber Q&A that I didn't get around to answering because someone had asked it after I filmed, so I wanted to answer that question in this video as well. Now, if I can stop talking, I'll kind of just get into the makeup. As always, or as usual, I'm going to start with my eyes, and as always, really always, I'm going to use my Milani eyeshadow primer. I never, unless I'm doing like a really quick stick eyeshadow look, which is almost never, I never skip this step. And the only mirror that I have is this e.l.f. powder that I'm not even going to be using in this video, but you'll be seeing this the entire time. So yeah, how is everyone doing? I think this is literally how I started my last video, and I know you can't answer me, but yeah, leave me a comment. How are you doing? Because I really like talking to you guys and keeping up with like as much of your lives as you all want to share with me. I really do feel like we have our own little friendly community here, and I really consider the panning community to be like another part of my friend group. Like, we all have our different friend groups, and this is one of mine, so let me know how you all are doing. As far as me, I know I say this every video, but it's just been such a crazy time for me. I mean, I guess that just is how life is in general, but I feel like especially the past 2 years, my life has literally been nonstop. First, I'm gonna use this Sephora Mini Mix eyeshadow palette. I think this did just come out this year. This is like the 2025 Sephora eyeshadow release. Every year they have a different one. They have this, and then also the like larger palettes. They're like mix and match. I'll show you. I should just show you instead of poorly describing it. So basically, here's the mirror. You can also take out the mirror, which I think is really cool. I don't know why. Oh, I was pushing it the wrong way. I don't know why you can take out the mirror for these mini ones, because I don't know if it's necessarily like important, but you can. And then you can also like, I feel like this sounds like an ad. No part of this is sponsored. No one cares about my channel. You can also like slide out the like individual trio, because you can like mix and match with the large mix. I don't actually remember what that one is called. I also have the larger one and the green one, of course, but I have like, I bought 2 of the trios. I bought the green one and the blue one. You will be seeing the blue one soon, but I wanted to use this one today. Oh, I guess I also do have this mirror, but it's so tiny. So I will be using this trio on my eyes today. That's why I wore this green sweater. Also, I feel like, just like a lot of my like first impression videos, almost all of this is gonna be either from Sephora collection or e.l.f. because I feel like the 2 main retailers I buy from, also I'm just gonna get into it so I don't ramble. I'm gonna start by using this brown shade just all over my eyes, but the 2 main retailers I shop from are Sephora, like online, and I mostly shop online these days. It's Sephora and e.l.f. And I really do enjoy the in-house Sephora like brand, Sephora collection. So I feel like whenever I do buy makeup, a majority of it is either from Sephora collection or e.l.f. So, and they're more affordable, so that's always nice. But I mean, I didn't even have to set my eyeshadow primer, and this is already blending pretty easily. It's not super pigmented, but I do like the way it's blending. I'm also a little self-conscious about my under eye bags. I feel like they're extra dark today. It's like mid-afternoon right now. I've already kind of had a day today. I guess I'll tell you about it real quick before I get into the like the question I was asked. But basically my job does this thing where once a year you can, I mean, you can volunteer any day, it's just not paid for, but once a year they let you choose like from some of the volunteer opportunities they kind of promote, and you can like take a day off work to do that volunteer event, but of course it's paid because you're kind of just like swapping a work day for a volunteer day. Anyway, that's what I did today. With this smaller brush, I'm gonna use that dark green. I think, let me swatch this palette actually. I know that some of the shades in these palettes are cream to powders, but I don't think there are any in this one. This is what the palette looks like, by the way. I don't know if you can see the glitter. It's kind of hard to see on camera, but it's like a greeny blue flip, like glitter. It doesn't have much of a base, but the glitter is like a green blue flip. But I'm just gonna use that green in my outer corner, and I don't know, you'll see what I'm doing because I don't even know what I'm doing really. But that's what I did today. We went on a hike with a foundation called Frosted Faces. I'm also not affiliated with this foundation, but I'm just gonna tell you about it because I thought it was like a really like kind of just honest, you know, organization that is actually trying to help instead of just saying you're a nonprofit but you really don't do much. But I don't want to get controversial. So it's a Southern California organization that shelters and like fosters older dogs, which is why it's called Frosted Faces. But older animals in general usually have a more difficult time being adopted out because, you know, a lot of people, not judging the humans, some of them should be judged, but like it's just a case by case scenario. But like a lot of people want, you know, a younger dog or a puppy. People often don't want the medical bills associated with an older dog. There are so many reasons why older dogs generally aren't adopted out. Sometimes they like grew up in a certain environment, so they have certain behavioral preferences that don't fit with, you know, a potential forever home. So because of this, senior dogs and animals in general are the most likely to be euthanized in, like, you know, the animal shelters, like humane societies, stuff. Actually, I don't know if, I think maybe humane societies do euthanize, but I'm not 100% sure. But basically, they're the first ones to be, you know, given up by the shelter, basically, in order to take new animals, because they have to take in all animals that they see, and they have to, you know, this sounds so bad, get rid of the ones that aren't being adopted. I don't know why I'm talking about such heavy things. I feel like most people already know this situation, so I'm gonna skip over that part. So what this foundation does, there's like a lot of kick up in this pan of green shadow, by the way, just so you know. I kind of just blew it on my carpet, whatever. So they take these older dogs and they foster them. They of course try to look for forever homes, but they'll keep them as long as they need to. They do not euthanize animals, and they also do boarding. So like if someone ends up in the hospital and they have no place to put their dog, usually older dog, they'll keep your dog for up to 90 days while you're in the hospital recovering, so that you don't have to give your dog up just because you had a medical issue, which I thought was really great. But also they, just to kind of like encourage people to adopt older dogs, because I really feel like the biggest factor for people not adopting an older animal in general is that they often have more health issues, which results in more medical bills. So what they do is, if you adopt from them, you can just like go to their vet, because they have like their own vets, and you just go to them for the rest of the dog's life if you want to, and all the vet bills will be paid for. And they have like different size kennels for different size dogs, different rooms and everything. And they do like outdoor activities and different like enrichment activities for each dog. And they do a lot of just like they encourage volunteers to come because again they're a nonprofit, but they do hikes I think every week, which is where I was today. I didn't even mean to talk about this for so long, but I really was interested in it and I thought it was a great organization, so it's just been on my mind all day. But we had a special hike, like our company had our own. They do like general ones that anyone can go to, but they do hikes with the dog every week. And so it's been raining like all week where I am in Southern California. But they were like, no, we're going rain or shine. So we all get there this morning, and I'm not gonna go into all the details because, you know, I don't really have time and probably no one's interested. But basically I ended up with this this cute little poodle. I was like the last person to get a dog. It was just like I was the last person standing and that was the last dog in the truck. But I feel like honestly, and I love all animals, but I feel like I got the best dog. I got very lucky because my dog, even though these are older dogs, I was still worried that I would get one that's like, you know, not cooperative or doesn't maybe like all humans or doesn't get along well with certain dogs or like is not good at walking, because I'm not good at my dad has a dog, but other than that, like I'm not trained in how to walk every type of dog. So I was concerned that I was gonna get something like a difficult situation. This dog was the calmest, most mild-mannered dog in the entire program. I'm gonna use my NYX glitter primer. There's some dogs barking. And yeah, we kind of just had a lovely little stroll. It was still raining. Luckily I had so many layers on. I had my like long sleeve workout shirt because we had to wear our volunteer t-shirts, and I was like, I need to wear something under this. So I had those 2 layers, and then I wore 2 different raincoats on top, so I felt like I was doing pretty good. And then the dog, because it was a poodle, I mean it was still a smaller dog, so I wish it had a raincoat, but it seemed to be doing okay. I was kind of just letting it take, I'm using that glitter shade now, I was kind of letting it take us wherever he wanted to go. His name was Doodah, and he was just super chill. We just had like a lovely little stroll for like, I don't know, 15-20 minutes. The path wasn't that long. I was actually expecting to be out way longer than we were because the event was scheduled for like 4 hours, but I think I was only out there for like an hour, which is good because I can't do super strenuous hikes, and it was raining. That's really pretty. There's also orange, like to me it looks like orange sparkle in addition to the blue and green. That's so pretty and very unexpected. I like that. I'm just gonna try to tap a tiny bit more on the outer part here so it's not like a harsh line. But then we went to the facility after the hike and kind of toured everything. The owners, the co-owners, they're a married couple. They started the organization, I think it was like around 10 years ago. But they were kind of just telling us how everything started, how everything works, how we can volunteer, how we can donate. And it just seemed like a really, really good organization that it didn't seem like shady, like they were just trying to take people's money. I didn't get that vibe. I don't want to promise anything, but it looked like the dogs were doing pretty well, like they looked pretty organized, so I really enjoyed my day doing that. But I'm still tired because that took a lot out of me, and it was a drive. So that's it for this palette. I think it's cute. I mean, like just for a 3-pan palette, it does like a quick cute look. I'm gonna do my eyeliner quickly off camera because you don't need to see my eyeliner face, and it's not a new product anyway. That was just the Pat McGrath Permagel eyeliner. For primer, I'm gonna use this Milk Hydro Grip sample. I don't know, I've used the e.l.f. dupe of this before, so I'm assuming it's gonna be the same, but I've never technically used this primer before. It's 1.5 mils. Did we really need that much? I was gonna go to the question, but I have to use like Touch ID to open my laptop and my hands are too messy for that right now. This feels a lot thinner actually than the e.l.f. gripping primer. This is like sliding around my face, no problem. I don't know if I should let this dry. Now that that's on, I'm gonna do my concealer. I usually do that right after my primer. This is the NYX Pro Fix Stick Correcting Concealer. I've already used this before in a different shade, but that one was like, I would say my summer color, so I bought it in a lighter one. I have no idea if this is going to be like a good corrector for me, but I mean, that's what this video is for. This is the shade Dark Peach. So hopefully this is like not too light or anything for me. It kind of looks almost like a pinky peach, which I prefer more of a yellow peach, as you've heard me complain about before, but we'll see how it corrects. I'm not going to use concealer on top of this because it's supposed to be like a concealer and a color corrector in one. So hopefully this works enough to like cover my extra dark circles. But yeah, that's basically, I feel like that's why I started talking about this in the first place. That, like, the entire hike is, I feel like, why my dark circles are so bad right now, because I'm just like, I'm tired. They were also pretty bad in the morning. Like, I was tired when I was very tired when I woke up. And then of course I wasn't gonna wear makeup to the hike, especially when it's raining. Like, I didn't even want to put color corrector under my eyes, so I kind of just went with my extra dark circles, and I was like, I hope my coworkers even recognize who I am, because I usually go to work with a full face of makeup. I'm just gonna put a tiny bit more like right here where I really need it. But I'm really glad that I did it because I learned about the organization, and it was just like nice to help, and it was like a really fun thing to do. The rain, once we started walking, the rain wasn't too bad, and I feel like my dog was in a good mood, so I had a great time. I guess that's all right. It doesn't like cover and blend as seamlessly as I wanted to, but I think it's acceptable. Now I'm gonna use my liquid foundation. This is the Dose of Colors Meet Your Hue foundation, the one that I've been trying to pan for months now. It's in my year-long project pan. Ooh, I guess that was a little too loud for Roxy. My cats are sleeping right next to me. Yeah, I'm just really trying to get through this. I was gonna use like a foundation sample, but I figured I really need to focus on this foundation. I don't even have very many opportunities to wear it because, again, I don't wear it on days that I'm working because it's so early and I'm so tired, and I snooze my phone too many times, so I don't have time to do anything other than a few powders really quickly before I run out of the door. But I do have a different powder that I'm gonna pair this with because, as I've been saying recently, I'm pointing to this plus this powder that I use is too dark on me now. So I have a powder that's hopefully a little bit lighter that'll balance things out. But I'm just gonna get started with the questions. So this is from @YetAnotherStuff, which I thought was a funny name. Because I feel like there's so many, I'm assuming this is why there's so many stuffs on YouTube, and it just made me giggle a little bit when I saw it. But @YetAnotherStuff asked, if you feel like sharing, what do you consider to be your worst makeup mistake? Great question. I have so many. Listen, I don't really see many things, especially like when I'm first learning or when anyone's first learning. I don't really see things as a true mistake because, again, you're just trying things out. But what I will say, like, when I look back on it and I just cringe, because like at the time I really thought I was the SHIT when I was doing this, but back when I like, before I really knew how to do makeup at all, like I would just do mascara and lipstick. When I was like in high school and college, this is how I used to do my makeup. If I was going out like somewhere super fancy, like it was a holiday and my family and I were going out to dinner or something along those lines, I would do like real makeup. So, and I didn't have any of my own pretty much, so I would kind of just use my mom's, but we're like the exact same shade and undertone, but I would take my mom's Hourglass Stick foundation, which is already full coverage, and I would use that like full coverage dense brush to blend it out. On top of that, I would take MAC powder foundation, which is already full coverage in itself as its own foundation. I would use that to set it, and then because like I grew up with really oily skin, like oils like 15 minutes after I scrubbed my face and used astringent. That's how like oily it was. But I would set it with that powder foundation, and then I'd set it again. I do a second layer of that full coverage powder foundation so that like there was literally not one single speck of glow or radiance or shine or any sign of life on my face. No bronzer, no contour, no blush. I would do wing eyeliner, eyeliner in my waterline, mascara, and lipstick. Speaking of, to set this foundation, I'm gonna use this e.l.f. Halo Glow Powder Filter pressed powder in the shade Light Warm. I'm hoping this isn't gonna be like metallic, but I figured since this is like, well, maybe it's not that much lighter, but I figured since it's like a tiny bit lighter than my foundation, hopefully things will start to balance out and my skin won't be super dark. I'm gonna use this. This is probably a mistake too, because this is like a fairly dense brush, but you know, I'm full of bad ideas. So yeah, I'm just gonna set pretty much all over my face, and I have to hold it like this so I actually have a mirror. But yeah, I would go out like that and I was like, oh, I look so good. Yeah, I just like, whenever I think about that looking back, oh, I can already see the glow, but it's not like, it's definitely glowy, but it doesn't look like I just put highlighter on my face. Yeah, whenever I look back on that, I'm like, why did no one tell me? Why did no one tell me? Like, people would be like, I'm talking about my family, they'd be like, you look good. Haters. So I would consider that to be like my worst makeup mistake that I made over and over again for like 4 or 5 years in high school and college. Now I know better. Now I know that shine and a tiny bit of oil is not my worst enemy. In fact, I'm using a glowy powder to set my face, but yeah, when I think about that, I just like, I cringe so badly. But I feel like this is looking pretty good. I mean, I don't know how I feel about it on my chin, but also I never really like how my base makeup looks on my chin, but I don't know, I feel like my chin always looks ashy and cakey. So aside from that, yeah, I do like the way this looks. This probably is not one that I could build up on my face because I feel like then it would potentially be too much, but this kind of just looks like I'm glowing. Oh, but I will say, because I didn't use my pore filling primer today, I can see all the pores on my nose. I can so tell the difference in the camera just from using that glowy powder, because now my face looks like super pale and glowy on camera, but that's just because it's catching the light now. Okay, I consider this powder a win, and I'm glad I got it in this shade because I almost got it in a darker shade. Moving on to cheek products, I have this face palette from Sephora collection. This is the Colorful Face Palette. I don't know, it's in the shade 2, medium to tan. You know what, I bought this when I first saw this. I was super excited because, tangent already, I didn't even get like 2 words into my sentence, but when I saw this, I was so excited because I had really wanted the Sephora face palette that came out in like 2023. I never ended up, you know, getting my hands on it because it was discontinued like literally right before I was gonna, or it like sold out right before I was gonna buy it. So I was like, oh, this is kind of like a second chance to try a Sephora face palette. And then when I was like first opening it up and looking at the shades in person, I realized this looks so much, or like when the shades are swatched, it looks so much like my Ilia face palette. And I'm assuming the formula is also similar because they're both baked formulae. I wonder if you can hear my cat snoring. Yeah, so it was kind of like a bit redundant, I realized, for myself to buy it, but if you had been really wanting that Ilia face palette and you either like missed it or you just thought it was way too expensive, this could definitely be an alternative. I don't know if they're like, if each shade, because there were like 3 shades of the Ilia one and there's 3 shades of this one. The medium Ilia face palette, the shades are comparable to the ones here, not dupes, but they're comparable. I don't know if that's necessarily the same for the other two. But yeah, if you felt like you missed out and you wanted to get the medium one, this is pretty much the same thing. I mean, I haven't tried it on my face yet, so who knows, maybe it's like super patchy. Hopefully it's not, but I have yet to actually try it on my face. So here I go. I just dipped a few times into this bronzer and look at my brush. That's way too much product. Oh my gosh. Okay. Hopefully that's not super pigmented. I'm like dab it on my tissue that I have in front of me right here. Oh, okay. I was worried that was gonna be super pigmented, but yeah, just like the Ilia one, I mean, it is slightly more pigmented than the Ilia, but it's a baked formula, so it's not going to be like super pigmented just from like one dab onto the product, which is nice because I found as I get older and have less time in the day, I feel like every single day, I want something that I can just do very quickly and not have to think about and not worry about looking just absolutely crazy when I go to work or when I go to, you know, a friend's birthday party, which was yesterday. I'm gonna use it as like a bronzer. But yeah, yesterday I went to my friend's, well, her party is this weekend, not a party, we're all gonna hang out and paint, but her like birthday get together is Sunday, but I went to her birthday dinner yesterday and we went to the sushi place that was so good. We had been there before, like we went there last week, and then she was like, oh, we're going there on my birthday too, you should come. So it was like me, her husband, and then her other friend. Oh, it was just so delicious, especially like their other food is good, but it's specifically this one roll. It's this like albacore tuna roll. It is so good. Like whenever I go there and take my first bite, it's like this is what I've been waiting for all day. I really enjoyed that and we had a good time. Also, I know I keep just going on tangents, but I guess that's how my mind works. I think even though I really want to try this like warmer tone blush for the look that I have going on, I feel like I should use the cooler tone blush, but maybe I'll do like one on each cheek and then like go back and do the one that I didn't have just to see what they look like, the differences. So first I'll use this like more neutral, slightly cool tone pinky blush. But yeah, after we went back to her place just to like have dessert really quickly because her husband got her this strawberry cake from Nothing Bundt Cakes. Oh my gosh, it was so good. It was like, also I keep getting lost in my stories. This blush is really pretty and it's blending very well. It's not patchy at all. I say that like I expected it to be patchy. I know how Sephora can be. If they like use their actual Sephora quality, spectacular. So again, now I'm gonna use this blush on this cheek. I feel like I got a little more on the brush of this one. But that cake, oh yeah, I definitely got more of that one. I'm trying to wipe my brush off. But that cake was delicious. It was like, I don't remember exactly what type of cake it was, but it was like a strawberry shortcake. I don't even know, but it was like moist on the inside. Almost like tres leches, but it wasn't. It was a strawberry cake with cream cheese frosting. I'm trying to tell you how good it was. I had two small slices, but then she gave me another slice to take home and I ate it as soon as I got back from the hike. That's literally the first thing that I did when I got home because it was so delicious. So, okay, I'm glad that I tried both on each cheek and now I know that this warmer one is definitely you get a lot more. It's more powdery and like it's more punchy as well, but I like both of them. Yeah, I'm glad that it has both blushes. I always prefer, if anything, to have more blushes in a palette than more of like highlighter or contour, because blush is my favorite. Now I'm just gonna balance out the blushes real quick. Yeah, I definitely have way too much blush on my cheeks. It's even worse than it looks on camera. The lights are helping, trust me. I just blotted it a tiny bit with like the powder puff that's in this little powder compact, but I didn't add powder, just like whatever was sitting on there. Finally, it's time for highlighter. Who knows how punchy this is gonna be. So this is the only one in the palette, but it's like a warm, like sun-washed golden bronze, or not bronzer, highlight. So let's see how it applies. Oh, that's such a nice wash. You can definitely tell that I'm wearing highlighter, but it's not glittery. And I don't like glitter in my highlighters. That is pretty, especially because after I put on that matte powder just now, it did take away a tiny bit of the shine. So yeah, this is really pretty. Yeah, I feel like this is a great palette, face palette for summer. Even if I was using the cooler tone blush, I think this is really nice. Warm and glowy, even when it's raining and windy out. So this was the Sephora face palette. Again, I love a face palette. It's like lipstick used to be my weakness, and I feel like now I'm getting to a point where face palettes are my weakness and I'm gonna have to stop. But I'm really happy with this purchase. I'm just gonna use my LYS Natural Finish setting spray. The thing I'm gonna do before I do my mascara, I have this Sephora, I just like dug this out of the depths of my makeup drawer. I haven't used this in so long, but I used to be like hooked on this pencil. It's a Sephora Collection Colorful Shadow and Liner. This is long discontinued, but it's in the shade Olive Khaki. Oh, also I forgot to say this tiny little palette is in the shade Grunge Green. But because I'm using that palette, I've been really enjoying doing like a colorful eyeliner just like along my lash line, but not on the waterline, like just right under my lashes. I think it's just a nice pop. I'm saying that like it's groundbreaking, but I feel like literally everyone does this, but I've just been having a lot of fun with it and I want to do it with the green. I was putting some of my Essence Pure Nude highlighter on my inner corner because I feel like I took the eyeliner a little too close to my inner corner and it kind of just darkened things a little bit. And I was like, why don't I just put the highlighter from that face palette on my inner corner? Silly. It's so pretty. I love it. So I'm gonna cut this part out because I absolutely hate my mascara face and it's a little scary. But this is the One Size Fantasize mascara. I'm pretty sure it's in a black shade. I don't remember how or when I got this. I feel like I never know how these tiny little mascara deluxe samples end up in my collection, but they're always there. But I'm gonna use this for the first time. I haven't even opened it yet. And I'll come back and show you, of course, and let you know what I think. I'm back with my mascara and I also did my brows. I did my brows with my e.l.f. They're all e.l.f. Brow wax, brow pencil, and brow pen. I do like this mascara. I'm not sure exactly how well you can see it on the camera, but to me it looks like lengthening with a bit of volume. It like, they definitely don't look sparse, but I feel like this is primarily a lengthening mascara, which is totally fine. I like it. The brush is very spiky though. Finally, I just have lips, so I'm gonna wipe off my lip balm. And I do have two products that I thought I'd potentially use. This first one is e.l.f. again. It's the Eau Face Satin Lipstick in the shade Drive, which as soon as this like lipstick line came out, I think like maybe a few years ago, this was the shade that I had wanted, but I was like, I can't buy any lipsticks. Finally, this year, I let myself buy a lipstick and this is the one that I chose. Then I also have this Sephora Collection Glaze Balm, which is their take on the like super popular squeezy lip oil, lip balm, lip gloss product that's just been super popular the past year. This is in the shade Chocolate Shake. I've tried both of these on my lips, but I haven't worn either of these for like a makeup look. So this is what that looks like. They're both almost the exact same color, I guess. I'll start with a lipstick, and I love that it has a magnetic closure. It just feels so fancy. It smells nice. Okay, this is kind of the exact color that I was going for, so maybe I don't even need that gloss. This is so pretty. I'm so glad that I got this shade. I really like that. I feel like this is just dark enough where like it looks, I don't know, like something different, but I feel like I could still wear it to work as if I'm not wearing bright blue makeup to work. But I really like this. It feels comfortable, and I like the way it looks with the rest of my makeup. I mean, I kind of wanted to see what the lip gloss looked like on top of this, but I like this so much I'm gonna leave it just as it is. And I've been filming for almost an hour anyway, so yeah, this will be the final look for the Get Ready With Me. I guess editing me will see how many crazy tangents I went on, but I hope it was at least slightly entertaining to you. Again, thank you yet another Steph for sending in that question. I'm sorry it took me this long to finally get to it, but I hope I answered your question. And you probably can't see it, but the sun is finally shining, so I'm gonna go out and run some errands before I have to go to bed. I'm opening tomorrow, so I have an early bedtime today. But yeah, TMI. I'll see you in my next video. Thank you for watching. I hope you have a great day. Bye.